Hey guys, welcome back to the show. GM Poking. As you can see in front of me, I've got a 1990-91 Upper Deck. This is premier for their hockey. They didn't have an 89 of hockey. And it's the High Series. I remember going to, it was a Schindler's at the time, and picking up just whatever I had on me for cash. I'd pick up the packs of this set. I remember it was one of the first ones I really chased after I kind of started looking at, selling cards, because that Bure was worth quite a bit back then, and now we're looking at the Jagr, any of the other rookies, a really nice Gretzky, something like that. Yeah, Belfour was a rookie this year, so if you guys want to see something special from the 1990-91, it's been sealed for 35 years, and we're going to wreck that right in about now. All right, guys, do me a favor. I got this on the screen. I'll show you this first. I usually do it at the end, but if you can do me a favor while I'm talking through this, give me a quick like on the video, drop a subscription if you don't have one, subscribe so you can see what's coming up, and then obviously turn on notification, get future stuff, and then drop me some comments. Let me know what you think about the set. Let me know your experience with it. Let me know what you think about the video, whatever you want to drop. So I have up on the screen, let me tab over here. This is the really awkward, but it's a pop one, and some of them is really like Rod. But yeah, like a $2.99. Holy moly. And then I was surprised by this. I probably like 15 of those sitting in boxes. Didn't even know they had that high of sale lately. So looks like we're looking for Bob too. Didn't even mention him in the intro. Who else do we have? Rob Ray's got some recently, so that's kind of cool. Some higher value there. Darian Hatcher, recent sales. Adam Graves. I wouldn't have expected some of these here, but again, been out of collecting hockey cards for so long, and then obviously you've got that little $19 bump down, but otherwise it's staying up there pretty well. I think that was my first great hockey card to me, based on like price guides and stuff back at the time. Leach's card, this is like the team checklist. It's okay, but I think it's because it was a top 5, and it's been almost a year since someone actually put one up for sale. Roenick, same thing, a long time, year and a half or so. Messier, so we have got top 13. It's been a long time, so I'm not sure we said anything. Didn't even talk about Sergei Fedorov. Totally spaced on that. So when we get back to this, we have also Gretzky, of course, 109 recently. That's phenomenal. I've sold some Gretzky 10s for some pretty good prices lately, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the Jagr, which is actually a little bit lower than I thought it would have been, but I think there's a great number of them, and I was kind of happy to see. Actually, originally, like I talked about, the Bure was my first chase, just buying zillions of these packs, trying to chase that. So I'm going to get into this thing. I do have a way to get in. I believe I have sleeves. I have everything that I need to actually get through this opening so many times. You think I would know? I'll think that my station's all set up, and I will have used all my sleeves, sorting through cards, and all of a sudden I have no sleeves or no whatever, and I just can't even get the thing going properly. All right, that's still actually attached. Someone might want that box. You never know. All right, so we got some packs kind of flipped every which way. It was sealed, so I'm not too worried about someone getting in there and messing around. I'm not worried about them bricking. Okay, so I don't think there's any which systems. I think it's just every other one was flipped. I like to kind of stand them up. It makes it a little bit easier to get into them. Yeah, it's pretty much every other. Must be stack bricks. So probably from the sticker or something, kind of like when you do that with binders. Every other one you flip, so they stack better. Oh man, this brings back such good memories. I think I paid about $5 a pack for these in 90 when I picked them up from the store. It was, like I said in the intro, or maybe depending on which intro you watched, Schindler's over in Maplewood. Gone now, but yeah, local card stores were so great to walk in as a kid and just, or probably like 16. No wait, how old would I have been in 90? 13, 12, 11, somewhere? I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to figure it out. I was younger than I am now. Just walking in and picking up packs, and oh man, yeah, I don't remember 99. I remember getting them when they first came out. I'm trying to think of how I would have got there, because I only rode my bike that far. All right, any case, you don't really care. You don't care about all those details. You just want to see the packs like I do. Oh man, right off the bat, what do we got? What do we got? Oh no, it's not who I thought it was. Okay, we got a Ray Bork. I like it. Todd, Paul, we got a draft. We're going to pull all those rookies out. Lee Robinson. And we're going to pass up so many good players. We got the junior champs. We got Alexander rookie. McMinnis, all-star. Can you guys see that okay? I just switched cameras around. I just literally, before this, switched cameras. So I have to kind of get used to it. It's kind of It's a little bit off to the side. I'm trying. I used to use actually my phone because it's a really nice phone as the camera, but I got annoying to constantly have to rehook up my phone. I wanted to have this thing ready so I could just pop down here and get things going. Okay, so who do we have? We got another rookie. We got Potvin, nice. And there's so many players from back in this time frame that I'm not gonna remember because it's been so like Mike Modano rookie. Holy smokes, there we go. And I'm just not gonna remember all of the people who were rookies. Savard, and you know what? I'm horrible. I chop up names all the time. I mispronounce them. I'm quite horrible with it, and I apologize. I am worst with hockey because they seem like they're all European and French names or whatever, Scandinavian. All right, so we got one of the stickers. Man, I do not have a PSA 10, one of these stickers. I totally spaced. I forgot that these were even in here, these inserts. It is off center. So this one will just go into an inserts or parallels binder, as I like to put them in there. But man, which one is it? Can we see? You can see my camera, I guess. Okay, you guys figure who that is. Who is that one? All right, and since we're already stopping, and Modano is off. One of the big problems I always have with this set and all this whole time frame is they're so far off. You get a great card, and they're just so far off from being centered. All right, look at this. We got the captains. I like it. Eric Lindros. Holy smokes! I don't think I ever even realized Lindros had a card in this set. We're gonna top load it up. I don't think that goes for much. But I didn't even realize that. I guess I never even paid attention to that. And we have another one of those old timers. Roenick was one of the cards we are looking for to see. Broughton, another draft rookie. All right, so I wonder how centered we're going to be. I would like to look up and see if Roenick's going to get a return or not, just because I think in other sets I have noticed he gets one. Now, obviously, we said earlier who we're looking for some of the major rookies and or obviously Gretzky would be really, really nice to get. Sorry, I'm so off. What if I click and move myself out of the frame a little bit? Let's do this. Let's bring me. There we go. I'm not really the important part of this show, so this should work out much better for us. Okay, here we go. Another rookie. We got the heroes. Trying to remember. Is one of these brothers in the Hall of Fame? You guys let me know. I think I recognize that name. Jagr. There it is. I will tell you what, my buddy actually pulled one of these. And I pulled like the Bures and he pulled these. I'd never pulled one of these till later. Later on when I was much older and I finally got some. And it's going to be off center. So it's still not that great of a pull yet. Scott Stevens and LeBeau. All right, so we're looking for one centered one. So I'll tell you what. I did not pay $4 a pack for this box. You can get them quite inexpensively, and I do feel like looking at some of those prices, you're definitely going to get people who are maybe grading them and trying to sell them. So oh, look at this. We got the all-star skills. We got a wall. All right, Oh, who's that right there on top? We got Kirk Muller. We'll put the checklist over there too. Oh, it's a back-to-back. Look at this. I just said I had sleeves. I literally just said I was all proud of myself. I had sleeves. I didn't have enough. Give me a second. I have returned. Okay, so it's off center, but it is a Gretzky. That makes me pretty happy, the Camel Conference. But yeah, so we got a nice looking Gretzky. It's going to be really clean, but it's not going to be like 10 centered. Again, this one's going to be top heavy, way better left and right, but again, top heavy. So those are just go into some stars binders. Kind of a shame. We're going to get one, I promise. We're going to get some in checklists. Yay, we love checklists. So yeah, can we get PSA 10 Gretzky? That'd be sweet. Some of those other ones that had low pops. And what I'll do, oh, here we got Andrew. Tim Sweeney. I wonder what kind of population Sweeney has. I'm going to have to look that up. Sandstrom. Peter Bondra. Holy crap. You know what's funny is if I had opened, I'm going to keep going to another rookie. If I had opened Aaron Broughton, he'd been playing for a bit, right? Yeah. Howell, we got the... if I'd opened a pro set, I would have totally expected to pull like the Sergei Fedorov and the Broughton and the Bondra and like all of those. Sorry, not Broughton. I don't even know what I'm thinking. But for whatever reason, even though I opened a ton of this stuff, it just totally caught me off guard to see a Peter Bondra rookie in there. I think the 90 Pro set actually had a pretty decent return. I do have Pop 1 of a Phil Housley from 1990 Pro set, if you're interested in Phil Housley at all. There we go. Wes Walls rookie. Brett Hall. That one may be centered enough. Here we go. We got Red Kelly. We got Ron Francis. I think we're going to have just a whole bunch of Hall of Famers. I'm going to have to go back. Theory and Fleury. Fleury? I have to go back and remind myself who all the Hall of Famers are. I'm honestly, the big names I know, but there's so many names of just, kind of been so much into baseball and football and memorizing all of those players' names, the previous inductees, has been getting kind of rough on my brain. So I don't have them all quite memorized anymore, especially for hockey. Oh, there's the Rod Gilbert. So that is a Pop 1. So here's the question. There's a rookie and it's dinged up. And this is not a 10. This is off center. It's top heavy. Here's the question. If you know someone's got a Pop 1, do you grade it? Right? Just to get the Pop 2? Right? Or was it only valuable because it was a Pop 1? And then do you devalue their Pop 1? That's just a lot of questions you got to kind of look into and figure out what you think about that. I'll look at that haul a little bit later and see, because that's probably the most centered of the stars that I've pulled so far. I usually find like the all-star cards and those other ones are not quite, they don't do as well as say like just the base card, but you know what, we'll still look them up. Brian, we centered finally? There we go, guys. Sorry about that. Messier, that's actually pretty well centered too. I'm pretty happy about that. Mike Richer, this is his rookie. I know I pulled a lot of tops versions of his rookie. Ray Bork, another one, little off center though, a little top heavy. I do have a Mike Richer PSA 10, and I think it's sold. I think my PSA 10 from Topps sold. I'm not sure. I'd have to look on eBay and see if it's sold, or look at my vault and see if I have another one on my PSA vault. For a while, I was sticking things in the vault and leaving them in there. Let me know your opinion on that. I'm not a huge fan of that, honestly. I tried selling through PSA, and I actually get much higher sales selling on my own than I did through PSA selling it for me. Plus, like they had a couple like really nice cards that they just must not have had interest in, and sold them for so inexpensive because they never got bid up, and I was so upset. There's a couple cards that I lost money selling them through PSA because of the cost of grading them, the fees to sell them through PSA, and what they actually got me for return. There we go. We got another Steve Yzerman. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's pop that in there. Got a Boston Bruins. We got the James Norris Trophy. Pretty sweet. We got tons of Ray Borks in this set. I've seen quite a few, have I not? We'll sleeve those up. They're going to Stars boxes. The Zamboni card. This did get a pretty good return. I honestly do not remember the Frank Zamboni card. I saw it in the pricing and it had gone pretty high as a PSA 10, but I honestly do not remember some of these cards. I got my Gartner Sweet. Vard, no, nowhere close. Dennis Hodge. Sorry, Ken Hodge. Why am I saying Dennis? Guys, I'm going so slow. I apologize. Sometimes I get a little bit into these openings, and I apologize. I start telling stories, which you probably don't care about. Okay, another Sweeney. That one might be centered up. I do want to find out. This is kind of the same pack as before. Yeah, it's pretty. So okay, so the nice thing is you can't see through the packs. Otherwise, these things would be really dangerous to purchase. But the nice thing is you can't, right? When they started doing these foil packs, kind of ended some of that whole see-through stuff. I know there's so many packs that would sit at. All right, here we go. We got Mike Ricky. It's a little off center where it's going to throw right in the stack. Is this? Is it? It's Bork again. We got more Borks. There you go. Another Ray Bork. Holy smokes. Another Brett Hall. This one looks pretty well centered. I think I'm going to have to send a couple. I literally just had someone reach out and ask me, are you sending anything this month? And I was like, I was kind of thinking about for answer. You know, I think definitely going to send some of these. All right, sweet. Young Guns. We got Sergei right there in the Young Guns thing. And it's actually pretty well centered. So I do have, as we've been watching the show for a while, literally thousands of cards lined up. So what I'll do is I'll say some of these cards I might grade, and I'll get it down to maybe two that I honestly believe are PSA. Yeah, look at that right there. Shoot, why am I throwing those on top of that pile? Two of them that I honestly believe are going to be PSA 10s, and then they'll go into essentially sorted boxes of kind of what they match. So instead of all hockey or all football or whatever. There's thousands of them, right? So then the question becomes like, will I actually send it? Do I start jumping some of these ahead? Well, there's still a low pop. It is off center. It's cleaner than the one I have right now that I would grade, but I feel like it's going to be a 9. Just on that left, right, it's kind of far off. Jason Miller, and then we got a Wales Conference. So we're going to put one of those kind of just different cards off to the side too. All the rest of the stuff will get divided up into either team boxes or just common boxes. Meaning, if you reach out to me, you're like, hey, can I get like 50 whoever, right? I'm not going to be able to go through and find you all those players you want. Who do we have? Joe Sakic. There we go. But I definitely can go through junior champions and find like 50 of the Whalers, right? So if that's kind of something you're interested in. Now, I will tell you that Mark Hall and then another one of the young guns. I will tell you that I don't have hockey sorted out by team right now. It's just the mixed bulk cards. And I did unload 80 some thousand cards to one person. Just a big boxes of commons. They're going to sell my shows for whatever. Felix Potvin. There we go. I like it. So I don't have a huge ton right now. If you did reach out instantly, I wouldn't be able to necessarily fulfill anything for you. What is it's the conference? There we go. All right. Who the heck? I like it. We got another Brett Hall. I had to check. That hairdo just kind of. Wow. Look at this guy. Now that's smirk. It is a little bit top heavy, so I don't think it's going to do very much for me as far as grading goes. But yeah, I won't be able to do much for a hockey thing right now. Stars, yeah, I could probably help you out with some stars, but probably not so much if we're talking about you trying to get like 50 from the Kings or whatever it might be. I don't think I can do that. Maybe in the future if I open some more, but most of my hockey stuff ended up going out in those bulk boxes because I was just too lazy at the time to sort them, so I just started stuffing boxes full of things, and they came and picked them up. Brian Lee, super off cut. Cam Neely, that's a nice looking card right there. Who do we have? We got another rookie card. Rob Ray, is that one of the guys that we saw had some kind of return? It's not Rob Ray's rookie, is it? I'm gonna get up on my screen. I don't want to put my glasses on. Come on. Look at, I have a trick for you. If you're trying to get these things to focus, put a piece of cardboard behind it. No, Sabres. In Rochester. Did he play like half a season in the mine? Is this Rob Ray's card? We're going to throw it over there with us. We don't have time to really wonder too much about Rob Ray. I can't remember. Oh, we got another one. Okay, is this a Gretzky one? I really wish it was facing the other way. I think this one is Gretzky. It is. No, this is Hall. This one is Hall, and just like all the rest of them, it's been pretty off center. So again, still not a PSA 10 hologram. Still trying to get one. Haven't yet. Even all my Jordans, I've sent off a lot of Jordan ones. Chelios, Glenn, and every single time I've sent off there's a Gretzky. Every time I send off a holo of Jordan, it's come back as like an 8 or a 9. It's just been kind of really super disappointing. It is what it is. All right, I'm still hoping for another Bure. Be really cool. A nice thinner Gretzky. Again, always easy sale, easy to get rid of. If you're interested in finding out what of these cards get sent off, always drop down some comments down below. And then if I send some of these off, Trevor Kidd. Remember, I was really stoked about that card back in the day. Pitt Martin. Yeah, so Luke, I know he's in the Hall of Fame. If I send the stuff off, I'll try to come back to some of the videos that I opened stuff in. And if it's an important card, or if I know someone's making comments about it, and drop a note saying, hey, check out this video to see the release into the PSA zone. Okay, who is this? And again, we have, you guys have to tell me who that is. It is a really old school. Which one is that? Is that Mark? It is off center. We're still not nailing a 10. Centering could be a 9. I don't know how those do as a 9. But definitely not going to be a 10. All right, there we go. We got Brian Bellows. Brian Bellows on the checklist. Who do we have? More young guns. Man, I don't know. I was really kind of stoked about to open this thinking I might get 1 or 2 cards based on what I actually have invested in it and what I could have got selling it because it's such a low amount. There's Doug Gilmour right there. Oh, Sergei Fedorov. Nice. Okay. So, Trevor Linden. Is this Linden's rookie? No, second year. I always thought that was Trevor's rookie this year, but I am wrong. Okay, we got Jim, Bob Beers. I always liked that card when I was a kid. Yeah, that's Fedorov was off. I was really hoping I'd get something. Honestly, like look these things up on eBay. I don't know why. They're so inexpensive. Actually cheaper than like the baseball ones. And the baseball ones, in my opinion, not as good of a pull. We got another Bob. Sorry, you probably haven't seen a Bob with me lately because I maybe didn't watch other videos. There's a lot of goalies in a row. Messier, Rob Brown. We got a juniors. Couple cup holders, right? Couple guys holding cups. Let me know if I totally passed up a card. You're like, dude, that's a major Hall of Famer. You totally skipped it. They just inducted, so I'm a little more familiar with baseball. Just inducted this year Dave Parker, who I guarantee there was tons of Dave Parkers. He's now in the Hall of Fame for baseball. Tons of Dave Parkers in. We got a rookie. That 80,000 bulk cards, I guarantee there was a ton of Dave Parkers in there because he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And I was like, he's never going to make it, right? It's been so long. And then, boom, the committee threw him in anyways. All right, we got a Lemieux. I do have a PSA 10 Lemieux that I'm trying to move. Me and one other guy have got one on eBay. It's a super low pop. If you're interested in Mario Lemieux, in the links in my videos or in the descriptions, there's always a link to my eBay page. That Lemieux is on my eBay page, so go check it out. Low pop, PSA 10, super clean, great looking card. Is that a Phil Housley? There it is. I wonder if I gotta really check out some other 10s and see how the centering looks. One of the biggest things is trying to figure out like where's the measurement from? Is it from the bottom of the words? Is it to the top of the body? Like where does it go? Because sometimes, oh, we did pull another one. Nice. And this one again, look how far off that is. What the turd is going on? This is horrible. I will tell you based on what I actually ended up getting this box for. This is actually a pretty recent pickup. If I sold a couple of dollar cards and a few of the stars for what they averagely go at, I'm going to turn out okay. So I'm not too worried about it. We got the Heroes NHL. This is the Hall of Fame, or not the Hall of Fame, the Heroes of the NHL checklist. And I don't think it's going to go for anything. And we have Tom. Tom's a Hall of Famer too. And I'll go back and I'll look at the population. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I don't think anyone will sit around and watch me surf through PSA population reports to figure out what else we pulled that's in good condition that might go off. Tom Kerr, Pat Falloon. All right, here we go. Now we're on the right track again. Grant Fuhr. Another Young Guns. Jamalin. Yeah, guys, what do you think? When was Grant? He would have been much earlier, right? Yeah, he would have been up in the mid 80s. But Grant, I have a couple really nice like inserts of Grant that I've gotten over the years that are pretty good. So maybe, maybe he's going to go to PSA. And I don't think that Pat here is. I remember him very much because wasn't he the cover card? I'm trying to see if I actually have it up here. I don't. Remember it was like classic 91 classic hockey. It had a Lindros on the cover. There was two sides to the display, and then Pat was the other one on top, I believe. Am I right or am I wrong? I think I'm pretty sure that I'm right. Another Young Guns. Ooh, Brian Leach, pretty well centered. I got to check out that top bottom. It makes me a little bit nervous. Tad Elk is a rookie. Trevor Kidd off center. And the Blues, we've got, I don't even know who that is. We'll throw them like in random all-star cards and a Pitt Martin. I'm wondering, I don't know, does it look centered? I kind of want to see if we can replicate what the one person got on the Pop 1 with their Heroes NHL thing. I don't know, maybe we can, maybe we can't. Definitely willing to give it a try. I'll risk the 20 bucks to see if we can get it or not. If we can find one of those, that could possibly be a 10. Who do we got? We got Gary Lehman. All right, there we go. We got another Gretzky. Looks pretty well centered. Matt Sedin. There we go. I don't know what we're going to do with him, but we'll throw him up there. Tim Sweeney. He's too far off center. He gets to go in there. We got John Casey. Peter Bondra. This is a heck of a pack, guys. And we got an all-star who's super far off cut. Wow. That was a heck of a pack. That would have been really cool if back in the day when I was spending $4 or $5 a pack on these, if I had pulled all this, I think I would have turned around to the card store owner and said, here you go. I want $1, $2, and walked out of the store with like $5 when I spent 4. And honestly, you know what I mean? I probably would have got more than I spent on the pack, and then I would have turned around and bought another pack, and I would have walked out with $0, right? And a handful of common cards is probably realistically what would have happened, because I was like that, right? I would have been like, all right, sweet. I walked in with 4, walked out with 5. Totally would have blown it all back in. Kind of like a gambling kind of problem almost for some people. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna hit something really big. What do we got? Here we go. We got a Leech. Trevor Linden. Who the heck? Bill Rankford. Okay, we'll throw it in there. All right, so there's another. Sweet. We got rookies. All right, look at this. We nailed it again. We got 2 Fedorovs checklist cards. This one is not very well centered. I'm not going to throw it up there. I'm not going to spend the time to necessarily look at it anytime sooner. We'll just do a flash in the pan version of looking at it. All the Brad Halls, though. Got a lot of Brad Halls, a lot of the Gretzky's. I'm really kind of stoked about this. I kind of might want to open another one. Ulf. Kevin Lowe. Bobby Hulick. Too far off. Oops, sorry, throwing the rookies in there. McFinnan, a couple years in. No helmet. No helmet. Steve Rice and Ron Hextall. We'll throw Ronnie in there. Ronnie was a star back in the day, was he not? Right? Wasn't Ron? I did grade a 95 Classic Images Ron Hextall, and I think I have, it's not a 10, didn't come back as a 10, but it is the highest, I believe, or was at one point. There we go, we got a Joe Sakic. At the time, I did get a couple rookies of him that I'm kind of feeling like I want to grade. I'm not sure. Olin Nolan. Oh, look at this. We got Waugh. Patrick Waugh, too far off center, though. Another Zamboni. It's too far off center to want to grade. Yeah, got a couple of Sakic rookies and debate if I want to grade them. I know they're not 10s, so that's the reason for obviously not, I know I can guarantee they're not a 10. Debating if I can grade them and get them back and still turn something if they're 9. I think one of these brothers has got to be in the Hall of Fame. I honestly can never remember. Gino's in the Hall of Fame. I know that. And there's that Bob. Went for so incredibly high, which I have no clue why. I was not expecting that. Was not one of the guys I was looking at trying to find. Iserman. Oh, man, that's actually pretty well centered, too. We got Snell. Holy crud, guys. We did pull Mr. Bob himself with a black eye. Okay, so what is up with this card? Why is it so popular that it sells so well? Well, I'm sorry, I'm showing you Sakic. That's not the one we're worried about. I don't think I really thought too much about Sakic back in the day when I originally opened these. So they probably just would have went like into just big bulk boxes. And I guarantee I got a bunch of these. Now, this is not looking centered. I haven't even checked out the edges yet. It doesn't look centered enough to go, but you guys will have to let me know. I'll throw it up there in the you guys tell me what you think box on top. Again, if you guys have opinions, if you've graded quite a bit, if you know what's going on. Oh, are we going to get a 10? Please tell me we're going to get something. All right. Who do we have? Another Hall? It's got to be another Hall. Oh, there's my camera. Yeah, I think it's got to be Hall. And again, same off-center. I don't think we're going to pull one of these ever. Now, these are mighty clean. I'm not fingerprinting them up. I'm not scratching them up. I just don't feel like, look at that reflection. All right, well, there we go. There was me. Don't think I'm ever going to get a nice version of those. Mike Vernon. Brad May. There you go. Sorry, guys. I probably should do these live so you guys can tell me to get on track with it. We got Curtis Joseph. And a bunch of names I don't recognize. Curtis Joseph is just going to go in a box because I do not believe he is centered enough to go to PSA. But I will look up some 10s. So what I do for centering, the best way for me to figure out what they're doing on center. Hey, you got my Wally Pop in the corner. I was going to drink that and just kind of decided to get ripping because I got one more box after this. It's a 1990. It's a 2024 update Topps hanger box. I was at the store picking up that water by the fact. And I saw it sitting there. I was like, you know, they never have these. I'm just going to give it a shot. I don't know what's inside. We're just going to give it a try. We go Peter Erickson, the whole juniors team liking it. Hayward, Phil's a Hall of Famer, and Joe Murphy. So the question becomes, what the heck do we do with all this? There's no way I'm sending 20 of these in. I'm not spending that much. I do believe when I look through, there will be probably a good number of corners. Just the fact 35 years, or yeah, 35 years this box sat. I'm pretty sure there'll be a good number that have dinged up edges and corners in that stack that I'm looking at, and maybe one or two potentially could be a 10. I've learned over the years of spending hundreds of cards to be a little bit less optimistic, and hopefully gets just surprised. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Adam Oates, a little too off center. Bob Carpenter, sorry, excuse me. Rob Roy, a little off center. Or sorry, Patrick Waugh. What am I talking about? Mark Rickey, second year. We're going to throw him over there. I think he's got some fans. Oh, man. All right, guys and ladies and boys and girls and gentlemen and maybe Pats if you're watching with them. All right, here we go. Got another one. Can we? Maybe if I sleeve it first. I would like to really, really badly get a PSA 10 in one of these. Is it a Gretzky? No. And it's off center again. What the heck? Guys, tell me who that is. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, we got another star rookie. Bill Rankford. Guys, again, tell me all the Mark Rickey, Wales Conference, Kevin Stevens. Wow, what the heck? Look at this. I'm going to have to check out the rest of my cards. Look at that error. Anyone into error cards? That's what I'd like to know. If you're into error cards, drop me a note. Let me know what you're into. I usually do look up to see if there's errors in these boxes, and I didn't even honestly do it this time around. I just literally just started ripping. I just kind of knew what I was looking for, the point, and just kind of didn't stop to do it. So I wonder if there's, and I don't really have a great, it's not really like an error that they print or reprint. It just happens to be like something that's off. So I'm not sure if there's a better or worst place to get that graded. I believe Dino is a Hall of Famer. Steve Yzerman, like it, pretty well centered. We'll take a look at him later. The rookie star list, I wonder, I kind of want to know, and Rob Blake rookie, I think I have a Rob Blake from 1990 Topps, super low pop graded. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Just drop them down. Do a little hello. I will, I promise, eventually get back to doing live openings. Right now, I'm just trying to get things sorted out, get things opened up that I can get graded, get stuff shipped off to PSA. And I think centering looks pretty good. I've always kind of wondered if those kind of cards, those checklists, you know, the team markers like that really don't have a player on there, would get any kind of return. All right, who do we have? We have a well-centered. It is Patrick Waugh. I like it. I like it. Guys, we might, with this many good players, pretty well-centered, I think we got a shot at it. I think we got a shot at a 10. There's got to be a 10 in here somewhere. You're going to have to tell me which card you think it is or which cards and which ones we're sending off. Chelios, not centered enough. Okay, Scott Stevens, Campbell card. Kind of like all-star cards. All right, finally a base card. Finally a Brett Hall base card. I do find the base cards generally do better than like the 50-50 kind of stuff or the all-star cards. I like it. Number 154 and the little sticker is centered. If that's clean, I think we send that, the base cards. Anyone want that box? Give me an offer. Give me an offer on the box. Good condition. I'll pack it full of stuff so it doesn't get crushed. Andy Moog. I like it. Ooh, a couple years in the league. We're throwing Andy over there. Larry Murphy. Who do we got? I could have told you back in the day who these players were. It is, and it's two Andy Moogs in the same one. And we have Rod. Here we go. Let's keep going through. Last pack. Is there something good hiding back here? I don't recognize anyone as far as being another Bure or anything like that. Dampen House with a big Bud Light MVP. And boom. All right, guys. I do want to know before we get anything. I'm just going to do a quick search. How many of these other cards had that sticker just shifted and cut? That's really strange. Okay, so that one's running a little bit low, but for the most part, number one. Who was number one in the set? Sweet. I don't see it. Yeah, so oh, there's another one. We got a second one. That's strange. I have never seen that in this set. I have opened 90 baseball where the sticker's completely missing, was never applied to it. It's not like it fell off in the pack. It just was completely never applied. Then I've had the ones where the sticker's lower. I've seen the ones where the wrong kind of sticker artwork or different, variant ones are in there. Um, I'll go through and look at those later. You don't really want to watch me do that. I'm going to pause to get up some prices on the screen to show you real quick, and I'll be right back to help you out with it. All right, guys, let's get into this. So, pricing wise, I didn't want to try to drift through everything like the Brett Hall. I'm going to pull it up on the left side of your screen here. So this one here, 20 bucks as a 10. Not worth it. Definitely not worth it to send it off. So that being said, probably not going to send a lot of those off. There are a few. I'll get looking into them to see which ones I believe probably can do it. But here's a thought too. So if there's something earlier you want me to send in, you let me know. I have a nice little ability to code, so I just went in and kind of cleared out anything that wasn't a PSA 10 yet. So here are your cards that do not have a PSA 10. This one would be easy because I definitely have the highest if it was in there. So I know I saw a couple of these. What do you guys think? Do we go after PSA? I've seen quite a few of these. Do we go after the PSA 10? Nothing big. It's not like there's a Gretzky doesn't have a 10 yet. But of those cards, should we go? And there's a few more cards on the flip side that I haven't looked up the number yet to see, and we could probably look at those. But of those cards, should we see if let's see, look at this, Wayne Gretzky, 146, and that's why there's nothing there. Yeah, so and we're not missing any numbers in between. So do I go and try to get some pops, ones, right? Or the only, obviously PSA 10 pop one. None of my hollows, and I didn't look up the population on hollows. None of my hollows came out to be really worthy of being in a 10. Um, so not going to worry about it. They're about one and there's five out of 36. You're looking at 1 in 7 point something, right? If you're looking for a ratio of how many hollows you get. Honestly, I've never had luck with getting well-centered hollows or hollows that were dinged up on the edge, so probably not going to go after them. Gretzky-wise, it'd be cool if maybe we had an arrow on one of those with the sticker. It might add some value to it. But we got a Gretzky Hall. We have quite a few star players here. Chelios, the junior squad. I think that Bob had such a high return multiple times. I'm kind of interested in doing it more hauls. I'm just going to drop a couple of them down there and then pick them up in a second here. We did get the Bure. Fedorov, just too far off center. Sorry. Like I said, I'm getting used to where my new camera laid. Another Hall. Another Bure. Lindros Hall. Another Hall. Holy smokes, Hall, Gretzky, Jagr, and Roenick, and then obviously some other people. I didn't sort through. I don't think any of the people we pulled out have the air, and I'm kind of wondering my air group there. If you're one of the people who really love air cards, is that an area you're interested in, or just like the ones that actually get called back? So Jagr, little off center. Sorry, we'll try and keep it on the camera. Oh, off center, decent but top heavy. Got a chance. I think this one might have gone for 40 bucks. That one actually did go for something. A little too off center. Didn't go for enough. Off center. Pretty decent but top heavy. Way off center. Gretzky, pretty decent. The Gretzky's go okay. Top heavy. Don't know what the population is going to be. Off center and pretty well centered, but 20 bucks really scares me away from wanting to go for it. Then a whole bunch of just rookies, the heroes inserts and everything else. And I'm gonna need to get these up. Give me a second. I don't want to rush to get them. So I'll just pause your screen. All right, guys, here we go. So we have just got a whole slew of essentially rookies, junior team people, Borks, tons and tons of Borks. I'm quite surprised with literally that many Borks in a couple of Zambonis, which I don't honestly remember that card at all from before. So that's really kind of like it was new for me to see that, which is kind of cool because I was pretty sure I knew everything about this set, or at least most of it. That wall is not so bad. Maybe we'll take a look at it. But again, like I was saying, there's so many cards that you would think would have a better return, and they just don't have one. So I don't know what's going on with that. Rice, Hollick. Oh man. So tons and tons of rookies. Tons of rookies in this pack. Tons of the conference champion things. Young Guns. You got a whole slew, and there's a whole bunch that I would have missed too. And I apologize for that. Nothing against hockey Hall of Famers that I just literally, the top of my mind's not constantly wrapping around who's making the Hall of Fame in hockey. I bet you my brothers could probably do a much quicker job of telling me, who would have been, Hall of Famer. And there is an air where Bure has. Did I just hit past him that fast? Bure's got Gretzky on the back of his card. That's obviously not from this box, apparently. But there is one where and maybe it's from his regular card. Oh shoot, I stopped dropping my my rookies. I'm gonna get all my rookies. They're gonna go in a big rookie box. So I've got boxes upon boxes of things that are kind of sorted out. And what I like to do is put all the rookies in one box, put teams into another one. I don't know why Paul McLean, I think I was getting excited about something and just started dropping every which card into the wrong thing. Hall of Famers, old guys, more rookies. Okay, what do I have? Rookies, rookie. Look at stars upon stars. Peter is not the one I was looking for. May, rookie, 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 rookie. Star Zamboni, and there you go. So that's what we got, guys. I don't know. You tell me what you think about this set. Tell me what you think about the polls today. Tell me what you think I should do about getting things graded, not graded. I definitely appreciate it if you stuck around and watch the whole thing. Even if you're bouncing around, you're coming back in. Do appreciate it. Give me some support. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Drop me comments if there's something you want to pick up for me from what you saw out here, or if there's something you think I should send in, regardless if you won or not. It's been a fun time. This has been 1990-91 Hockey High Series for Upper Deck. See you guys next time.